What's up, gang? We live on YouTube now. We should be live on YouTube right now. We should be live on YouTube. All my niggas on YouTube, get over here. All my YouTube niggas, get over here. Quit playing. All my niggas, get over here from YouTube. Let's get active. YouTube. Let's get involved with these Michael Jackson theories.
The desire to be the greatest of all time is a never-ending curse. Because no matter how great you become, there's always a constant need to prove you're still the best. And nobody lived that curse more than Michael Jackson.
Are you pleased now with the way you
I'm never pleased with anything. I'm a perfectionist.
Yeah.
It's part of who I am.
Off the Wall had to be better than Motown. Thriller had to beat Off the Wall. And he kept trying to top himself with every album he recorded after. Every tour had to make the last one look small. Not because the fans or the label demanded it. It's because Michael expected it of himself. That kind of mentality is what made
He wants to be the best and the greatest. When you look at other people like Prince, they also had this same sort of go, next. What's the next big project? What's the next big idea we can get our hands on?
him the greatest entertainer who ever lived. And unfortunately, it's also what made him the perfect target.
This is the final curtain call. Okay? And see you in July.
By 2008, Michael Jackson hadn't toured in over a decade. He was 50 years old, his public image was in ruins, and he was sitting on over $400 million in debt. He needed one more show, one more moment to prove to the world and to himself that he was still him. And there were people around him who knew that. People who understood Michael's need to perform wasn't just ambition anymore. It became desperation. And sometimes in the music industry, one person's desperation is another person's opportunity. Even as a teenager, Michael had an obsession for greatness. He practiced nonstop. He was constantly pushing Motown for solo songs. Nothing was gonna stop him.
Actually, becoming like a stage addict. I really am. Like when there are off days and there is no show, I'm up at night dancing just to sing. It's really strange. Guess I'm an addict. Can't help it.
His love for music and
You heard it here first, boys. Sometimes they wonder about addiction. They say addiction is bad. But then that same addictive outlet can lead to good and beautiful things. It's all about realizing who you are and what you're addicted to.
his dedication to the craft gave him the power to push through dangerous rehearsals and performances. He spent hours working on his Motown 25 routine while recovering from surgery. He even kept dancing when his hair caught fire during a Pepsi commercial. And in 1995, he pushed himself to the point of passing out during rehearsals for an HBO special. The need to be the best wasn't a choice for Michael. It was in his blood.
That's it.
And that's exactly what made him vulnerable to what came next.
What came next?
AEG, giving the world reason to cheer.
In 2008, a company called AEG Live approached Michael with a proposal. AEG owns arenas, they promote tours, they're behind some of the biggest concerts on the planet. And they saw something in Michael that nobody else was willing to bet on at the time. A comeback.
This is the moment. This is it.
The deal
This
was
is
massive. 50
was
shows.
going to be the craziest tour, the craziest live performance ever. I don't know if y'all remember 2008, when this movie came out, 2008, 2009, right? Holy cow, this was a game changer. Because he's right, the publicity that Michael had up to that point was nowhere near anything that was like the 80s Michael, you know? So this whole, like 20 years since the 90s, 20 years stint where it was just like bad press. And then this movie, the whole movie, the setup for it, Michael fans were jumping out of the walls to get, like, you know what I mean? To get involved with this.
At London's O2 Arena, a residency called This Is It. Michael and AEG stood to earn hundreds of millions of dollars. And after calculating ticket sales, merch, sponsorships, media rights, estimates reached over $1 billion. See, Michael was in a lot of financial debt, and AEG already advanced in tens of millions before the residency started. So this wasn't a situation where Michael could just walk away if things got bad. The money was already spent. Contracts were signed. AEG needed this tour to happen. And a cancellation would be financial disaster. And Michael needed it too. Not just for the money, he needed the world to see him one more time and remember what he was. This was his resurrection. Everything was on the line for everybody involved.
Resurrection
But
tour.
right away, things started falling apart.
Yeah.
March 5th, 2009, the day Michael was supposed to appear at the O2 Arena in London to announce the tour to the world. Thousands of fans, hundreds of journalists, cameras ready to broadcast to the world. But at the same time, AEG Live CEO, a man named Randy Phillips, wrote an email to the parent company's executives and said, MJ is locked in his room, drunk and despondent.
And
Really?
you wrote, I screamed at him so loud the walls are shaking.
Yes, that was
Pause. You can't do that. What are you, a superhero? This guy wants to proclaim that he was a superhero just because Michael Jackson was in the next room? I screamed until the walls started shaking. Get out of here, you
An exaggeration, but I did raise my voice. All right. And was it also an exaggeration when you wrote, "This is the scariest thing I've ever seen"?
The promoter blamed London traffic when Jackson was 90 minutes late for the announcement that day. And of course, they never said anything to the public. They rushed him to the O2. Michael walked out on the stage and told the world, this is it. And to everybody watching, it looked like the King of Pop was back.
This is it.
But behind the scenes, AEG already knew he wasn't okay. But they pushed forward anyway. 2 months later, Randy Phillips even went on CNN and told the public that Michael Jackson was as healthy as he can be. No health problems whatsoever. Over the next couple of months, there were growing concerns amongst the internal team about Michael's health. Randy sent an email to Paul Gongaware, the co-CEO. We need to pull the plug now. After some back and forth, the team decided it was time to bring in a doctor. But not just any doctor. It had to be someone that Michael trusted. Dr. Conrad Murray was a cardiologist, and he first met Michael back in 2006 in Vegas. Murray had been treating Michael on and off for a few.
Come on, Mr. Murray. You couldn't take care of the King of Pop? You had to just throw under the bus, huh? You guys will do anything for money, and that's the sickest part, bro. Right. It's not to say that the celebrities themselves aren't in good health, because they're not. But people like this that come around that want to take advantage of them, it destroys everything. It destroys the sanctity. And now we have lost our greatest confidant ever, Mikhail Jacksonius.
Years, but by 2009, he was drowning in his own debt. He was facing foreclosure on his home. He owed child support to multiple women. His medical practice was falling apart. He was behind on everything.
He likes to get down,
and then came the offer. AEG Live drafted a contract to pay Murray $150,000 a month to serve as Michael Jackson's personal physician. Now, $150,000 sounds real nice when you're deep in debt and can't pay your mortgage. But here's the catch. The contract was never actually signed by Michael. Murray was never technically paid, but he was already treating Michael in anticipation for a big payday. The doctor responsible for keeping Michael Jackson healthy had every financial incentive in the world to keep him performing no matter what. If the tour gets canceled, Murray doesn't get paid. The company executives at AEG knew this, and they used Murray as leverage whenever there was concerns brought up about Michael's health. They had the doctor in their back pocket.
Did you ever talk to Dr. Murray about Michael Jackson's health?
Not so much about his health, no.
Well, what in particular did you talk to him about?
Right?
Well, I talked to him about being willing to get him whatever he needed to do what he had to do.
So now you got three parties locked into the situation. Michael, who needs to prove he's still the greatest. AEG, who needs the tour to happen to recoup their investment. And Dr. Murray, who needs Michael to push through to collect his paycheck. Every single person
is part of this chain. Michael's at the top, and we all need to keep him alive. We need to create some sort of foundation on the bottom of Michael Jackson that will allow him to stay alive long enough that we can recoup our investment. You guys are so dirty, man. That's Hollywood for you. Wherever there's somebody looking to make something out of themselves or some sort of vengeance, there's always somebody around the corner who could be like, yes, I can make it happen for you. Yes.
Person around Michael Jackson had a financial reason to keep him going. And for a while, it looked like it actually might work. In the This Is It documentary, Michael looks incredible. He's dancing, he's directing the band, he's obsessing over every detail the way he always did. But what the documentary didn't show you is what's happening in between the rehearsals. Michael was losing weight, he was missing rehearsals. One of the show engineers even emailed that MJ is not in shape enough yet to sing this stuff and dance at the same time. Now keep in mind, this email was sent 1 month before the first show. People on the production team, they were starting to notice, but nobody wanted to be the person who pulled the plug. As the first show date was quickly approaching, the pressure was reaching a boiling point.
45 days.
Dancers were making sure every step was in line. The band spent hours making sure every song was perfect. Sometimes even repeating the same section of a song over and over again. And not only did Michael have to sound his best, he also had to look his best. And that was a job for Karen Faye.
It's just a little bit softer.
He's been doing his hair for years, bro. You realize that the majority of Michael's hairdos and stuff, they've all been extensions. Like here I am thinking the nigga grew out an afro and then he's been just getting it wet for years. Pause. No, it's fake hair. The deception.
Karen was Michael's hair and makeup artist for over 20 years. He was like a brother to her. And when she was brought on board, she noticed something wasn't quite right. In an email, she wrote to one of Michael's managers, Frank DeLeo, "I have seen with my own eyes him deteriorate physically in a month." Karen also had friends who were fans and would sometimes spend time with Michael at different events and backstage meet and greets. And a month before the first show date, emails from those fans started coming in. One fan wrote, "Michael is too thin. When we hugged, I felt there was literally nothing to him." In another email, a fan wrote something that's even more chilling. "Last week I was in LA with a friend to see Michael. She said when he took his jacket off, she saw a skeleton. She went on to say, if we do nothing, he will die."
His promoter struck a deal for Jackson to stay for 40 more shows. Well, he's now panicking. He says he's not physically strong enough for that many shows. He says he's not a big eater, and if he doesn't put on some weight, he'll never get through it.
Karen became terrified for Michael. She was working hands-on with him on a daily basis and could physically see his deterioration. Near the end of Karen's email to Michael's manager, she says, "You do not want him collapsing in front of thousands of people. His bones are protruding." And then at the end of the email, she says, "I'm leaving this in your hands as you have instructed me to do so." Now, according to other emails and personal accounts, Michael was pretty stubborn. And there wasn't much his manager, let alone his hairstylist, could say to make him walk away from one of the most important moments of his life.
You know, there are a couple of days we say, "Mike, are you all right? Are you taking anything? Or you seem..." "Well, no. Why? What would make you think that?" "Don't ask me that." He said, "That I have kids. I'm not doing that." "What are you going to say? You know, he's a grown man."
The only people who could put a stop to this whole thing were the people in charge of AEG Live. Randy Phillips.
Michael, are you getting outrageously skinny? No. Why? Why would you say that? What makes you think that? What makes you think that I, the greatest in the world, could possibly ever be sick? What do you mean by that? Excuse me? Somebody get this nigga out of here. Get this nigga out of here, bro. You're gonna talk to me, do I look sick? I'm Michael Jackson.
Paul Gongaware and their boss, Tim Lawicki. Now, if you don't know Tim Lawicki, he was the president of the Denver Nuggets in the 90s. And in 2005, he was actually indicted by the Department of
That's a random fact. How are we supposed to know about Mr. Lawicki like that?
Justice for orchestrating a bid rigging scheme. But in 2009, he's the big boss at AEG. June 19th, 2009.
It's so crazy that this nigga literally failed upwards, bro. He was the president of the Denver Nuggets, and then he got involved in some sort of beer rigging scheme. And then he's just back to being the CEO of a major conglomerate like this. Bro, I'm telling you, man. You white people, bro, like, you niggas fail upwards, bro. Like, goddamn.
3 weeks before the first show, production manager John Hudal, one of the guys on the ground watching Michael rehearse every day, he sends an email to Randy Phillips. MJ was sent home without stepping foot on stage. He was a basket case, and Kenny was worried he would embarrass himself on stage, or worse yet, be hurt. The Kenny he's referring to is Kenny Ortega. Now, Ortega was the show's director and choreographer. He'd worked with Michael before on the Dangerous and History tours. He knew Michael. He knew what Michael looked like when he was on, and he knew what he looked like when something was wrong.
And can you describe what you personally observed on that day, June 19th, 2009?
That my friend wasn't right, that he wasn't well. There was something going on.
Oh, now he's your friend.
Deeply troubling me.
And of course, by my friend, you mean Michael?
Yes.
Michael Jackson?
Yes.
The next day, Ortega sent a panicked email to Randy Phillips. He said Michael appeared weak and fatigued, that he was trembling, rambling, and obsessing. And Ortega recommended Michael have a psychological exam. Randy responded, but he didn't seem too concerned. Now, if you remember a few months ago, Randy said that we need to pull the plug now, which would have been the right call, but now he's in too deep. Now, Kenny wasn't satisfied with Randy's response, so he wrote back. I honestly don't think he's ready for this based on his continued physical weakening and deepening emotional state. It is reminiscent of what Karen, Bush, Travis, and I remember just before he fainted, causing HBO concerts to be canceled.
Really?
Now, this is a pivotal moment. All the alarms are going off. Michael's falling apart. The fans can see it. The show director, the man is closest to Michael creatively, he's yelling out loud in the email that putting Michael Jackson on stage was dangerous. And what did Randy Phillips do? He sent an email. Well, he sent a few emails, but it's what he said in those emails that would be Michael's demise. Instead of canceling rehearsals, instead of bringing in a medical team, calling Michael's family, he emails Kenny back and he says, It is critical that neither you, me, or anyone around this show become amateur psychiatrists or physicians.
Right?
Then he goes on to sing Dr. Murray's praise.
Bro, the nigga's just trying to do anything he can to keep this afloat. Like a full dirtbag. Just anything. He's like, what can we do? What can we give him? Where can we go? Blah, 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 blah. Bro, wild. You guys
and he writes,
wild.
The doctor said, Michael is not only physically equipped to perform, and that discouraging him to will hasten his decline instead of stopping it.
Okay.
Randy says that this doctor is extremely successful. We check everyone out and does not need this gig, so he is totally unbiased and ethical.
Okay.
You almost have to laugh at the way that he wrote the last part. It's kind of like, here, climb in my van. I promise I won't kidnap you. You can trust me. Now, what makes this even more sinister is that Randy emailed his boss, Tim, in response to this and said, "This guy is really starting to concern me," referring to Kenny Ortega.
"This guy is really starting to concern me. Read his email and my response. Dr. Murray and I are meeting with MJ at 4 p.m. today at the Forum RP. Why is Randy Phillips sending these to you?"
I don't know. You should ask Randy. And what was it? What concerned you about Mr. Ortega's email to you?
Yeah, I don't remember.
So Randy and Tim end up calling a meeting at Michael's house. Randy, Tim, Kenny, Michael, and Dr. Conrad Murray. Now, before we talk about the meeting, it's important to look at an email that Paul Gongaware sent Kenny Ortega a few days earlier. Now, Kenny sent an email to Paul first saying that the doctor didn't clear Michael for rehearsal. And Paul's response really shines a light on what happens at the meeting. Paul replies,
"Bro, these niggas don't care, bro. They're just looking to keep the cadaver alive for as long as possible until the check clears, bro. Because that's all Michael is at this point, bro. He's a rich cadaver."
"We want to remind Murray that it's AEG, not MJ, who's paying his salary. We want to remind him what is expected of him."
Mr. Gongaware, I want to direct your attention to the middle of the first page. Based on the assumptions that AEG is your company and MJ is Michael Jackson, do you have an understanding of what that means?
No, I don't understand it because we weren't paying his salary.
So why would you write that?
I have no idea.
At the meeting, according to a police detective summary, when Ortega got in Michael's face about his concerns, Dr. Murray told
Everybody wants to get Alzheimer's and once they hit the stand, you know? Once it comes to court time, everybody wants to get Alzheimer's, bro.
everyone in the room, "You're not a doctor, butt out." The one person raising the alarm got silenced by the one person with the biggest financial incentive to keep things moving.
When I had a meeting at the house with AEG officials, and they pointed to Michael, the guy who could not pay me for months after taking care of him, that he was penniless, I was shocked. As it was that time when Michael came to me trembling and trying to get me away from the AEG official, who was Randy Phillips. I was shocked out of state. I should have just picked my bags up and leave.
Behind the scenes for weeks, Dr. Murray was giving Michael nightly infusions of propofol, a surgical anesthetic, just to get him to sleep.
We have a gentleman here that needs help, and he's not breathing yet. He's not breathing, and we're trying to pump him, but he's not.
Okay, how did?
He's 50 years old, sir.
Okay. He's unconscious, he's not breathing?
Yes, he's not breathing, sir.
And on the morning of June 25th, 2009, the doctor gave Michael a series of other drugs. But when Michael still couldn't get to sleep after a long night, he gave him 25 milligrams.
First of all, before we even get into all this random consumption that's going on, what is up with these rich people houses? Why does the decor look so bad? What is up with that decor, dude? What are you gonna tell me? That's like rich, fancy decor? This what we're deeming as acceptable? Come on, guys. You would think the King of Pop would have way more better taste than that.
Michael was finally able to get to sleep. Except this time, he never woke up.
Michael Jackson suffered cardiac arrest this afternoon. He was rushed to UCLA Medical Center.
The King of Pop died suddenly at the age of 50 at about 2:30 this afternoon. He was on the verge of a 50-date comeback tour, but today he collapsed with a massive cardiac arrest, rushed to the hospital in a coma. Doctors could not save him.
This was 5 days after the meeting.
The crazy thing about this is that a lot of people will say that the reason they took him out has nothing to do with AEG. It has everything to do, and they wanted to lie to us to let us know that he is $400 million in debt. No. There's another side to the story. The other side of the story is that he had the majority of publishing that Sony Music wanted. They wanted the publishing, so he owed the publishing rights to the majority of artists, and his publishing was worth in upwards of, I think it's like 40 or $50 billion was the value of the publishing that Michael Jackson had. And then they were able to get it off of him for about, like, I think it's like less than 100 million or something. But it has to go deeper than this. I don't think it's necessarily tied to AEG. I believe it's tied to the publishing that Michael Jackson had and that Sony wanted it back. But they didn't want to pay the $50 billion for it. Yeah, that's about as much as I know. In terms of conspiracy, are you a conspiracy theorist? Well, guess what I have right around the corner for you? Another reaction video, you foot. Get in on that. That was Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson's special emails. Michael Jackson's special voodoo emails, guys. Michael's special voodoo emails, boys. Oh. Alright, I guess we got one more video. We got one more video here somewhere. The red. Sorry. What is this video? 2 weeks ago? What is this video about even? You know what I mean? Like, what could this video possibly be about?
Level 1. Bro, it's over. Give up. At this level of attractiveness, you have an asymmetrical face, hairline that started receding in your mother's womb, nose going east while the chin goes west, your teeth pointing in 6 different directions like they're all trying to escape your mouth at the same time.
So we're just... The internet is undefeated, bro. This is... How are you... Like, how is... First of all, who's the guy on behind the camera talking about these special nuances and attractiveness? What does he look like? Why are we letting him be the tell-all for all of us, dude?
The kind of face that makes babies cry and dogs bark. And you're probably in a wheelchair too. Nah, just kidding. But real talk, daily life at level 1 is genuinely rough. Walking into a room and feeling invisible. Or worse, feeling people actively look away. Cashiers don't smile at you. Strangers don't hold the door. In group conversations, nobody makes eye contact with you. And on dating apps, you get no matches. But here's the thing. There's plenty of people at this stage living a life. Remember that one guy on YouTube who straight up called himself super ugly and made it his whole brand? He got millions of views, built an entire community around himself, and eventually even found himself a girlfriend who approached him first saying he was cute.
Bro, what is this video about, dude? What is this video about? Your life at every level of attractiveness, 1 to 10. Oh, essentially, it's come back like, ugh. The internet, you sicken me sometimes, bro.
He got set up for life. He found a girlfriend who genuinely loves him.
What's
because
your
the
point?
truth is, at level 1, you're forced to develop things that most people never bother with. Real humor, real character, and a real personality. And
bro, is this what this whole video is going to be about? Because I can summarize it, dude. Oh, when you're unattractive and globby and gross, you have to work harder on your own personal traits, whereas you're level 10 and amazing and beautiful and you come out looking hot from the jump, then the whole world is given to you. Yeah. That's the whole video. I just did the whole video. That's it. What are we gonna do? We're gonna sit here and watch this whole thing, dude? Come on, man. There's no valid talking points here, dude. Come on. That's this, dude. Come on. We're not, come on. We're smarter than that. At least I know I am. I'm not gonna sit here watching this whole fucking video, dude. I was like, I thought there was some substance there, and there's not. I thought there was substance there. There's really not. So, I mean, that's why more than anything, it hurt me inside. Because I'm like, bro, what are we getting ourselves into here? You know, I was like, what the fuck? I thought that was, so stupid of a video, to be honest.
Bro, I follow you.
Hold on. Oof. The white girls are back at it again. Alright, guys. This is white women behaving absurdly. Look at this lady here. I got it on video. This one here, she's like, oh my god, gosh golly. Why are my fellow Caucasus Mountain members doing that? Caucasus Mountain members, stand up. Let's go.
Bad bitches love me. Chain like a slushy. It's like an ice pack. Like
what the fuck is this? This is only turn to God, bro. You're trying to sell only girls' bodies on the internet? Are you kidding me? You can be here with the scale. Scale. You said height matter. Don't have a double standard.
He also got a double chin.
Oh, Lord. You guys, why? These are just random bystanders, bro. Random women walking around on their day off in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Just enjoying the brisk air. And then they're asked a simple question, which is made to lure them into a point of no return, where their entire morality and mental state has to be questioned. And then on top of that, they're told you have a fucking double chin. Tubby?
Some double rolls. Oh.
In your chin fat.
Oh. Double stomach? Double caked up on the makeup?
Oh. You suck on a place and then suck dick.
All right, so now say height doesn't matter. Yeah! Does height matter?
God. Height doesn't matter. Next up, we have whatever this is.
Height doesn't matter? No. So you love short kings? I do. Yeah! Height matter in a man?
Yes.
Step on the scale. Why are you running? But you said height matters.
It's disgusting.
So it's not disgusting to judge based on height, but it's disgusting to judge based on weight?
I have standards.
And a lot of men...
Right. You have a standard for something that a nigga can't control. It's not like people are coming out the fucking womb being like, yo, nigga, make me 6'6", bro. I gotta be 6'6", dog. I gots to. If I'm not, how am I going to compete on the modern day? No, you can't control that. But you can't control your weight. You can't control what you put inside your body, which is why. That was the perfect segue for some sort of weird sponsored ad. That was a good segue.
Have a common standard of wanting their woman to be small. So let's judge you based on your weight.
That's your type, and I am my
So you're not gonna step on it? That's a double standard then. Does height matter in a man, yes or no?
For me, yes.
No, don't run away now. You can't say height matters if you're not gonna step on the scale. You guys just made her look horrible.
You muted me. I'm gonna
Does height matter in a man?
Oh, yes.
Step on the scale. Hey. Does height matter in a man, yes or no?
Yes.
I don't know. How come some of these people look like, you know those aliens from Men in Black? Those two aliens that drink the coffee and shit and they have the protruding stomach and they walk around like this? Why does half of Florida look like that? Someone explain that to me. Like, you're going to sit there and say to me, nah, aliens aren't real, fam. But you got actual human beings whose bodies have been morphed and they're walking around like this with their bellies out? And you're going to tell me there's not something in the water in America?
Step on the scale. 180?
Why are you making that face?
180?
180?
Yeah.
How
many subs you got? We're about to hit 100.
180 is fucking crazy, bro. She weighs as much as an entry-level football player, bro. God damn, nigga.
Okay, but on Instagram we got over 600K.
What's your secret?
Be misogynistic.
What's your big vision? What's the big vision with the channel?
Inspire the youth.
You're gonna inspire the youth? Be misogynistic?
Yeah.
How's that an inspiration?
There's a lot of girls that think they're valuable in the sense of they think they deserve way more than they actually do, and a lot of these young men get trapped into that, whether it's by lust or whether it's by just a vision of being with someone because they're alone. But I inspire the youth to build confidence in themselves and don't give these the time of day.
Good luck.
Thank you. How many followers on Instagram you got?
More than you. Okay.
Why do you have a cocky persona though?
Not cocky.
Your persona's cocky. You said more than you. Like you try to flex on me.
See?
Here, want me to take it?
What the fuck is happening right now, bro? There's always got to be that weirdo in Miami. There's always got to be one. And there's not just in Miami. They're in any major city. There's always got to be that weird guy who thinks that things on the internet matter. That means that this dude's soul is probably empty inside, bro. He's got no soul. He's LARPing as a human being.
Bro got status mods. Does height matter in a man, yes or no?
No.
It doesn't? Good standards. Good standards.
I shoot motherfuckers like you. Don't you fucking
get on the floor, boy.
It's because I'm black.
Yes.
You fucking racist.
Officer, he's reaching. He's reaching. What, you gonna shoot me?
Just let his ass up, man.
They actually just squirted me?
Hey, man.
Give me that gun, boy. Come here. You want to squirt me that gun? You want to squirt me that gun? No, you ain't gonna squirt me with that gun. Let me go and let him go. You let me go.
That's up, man.
All right, you're cooked. You're cooked. Give me that gun.
What are you guys up to?
All right, guys, we're in Fort Lauderdale, and we're gonna be shaming girls who aren't wearing enough clothes. Let's go. Ew, put some clothes on. You guys need to put some clothes on. Oh my gosh, you need to put on some clothes. No one wants to see that trash.
Yo, there's this one video of this guy that he goes around putting clothes on to women. Like, he puts the clothes onto them. Well, like, he takes the final still of the video and then he goes in AI and puts clothes on them. And then the girls are freaking out online because they had to put clothes on. So what kind of society are we in right now where actually being clothed is the problem? Some of you would rather walk around unclothed, which I guess is fair, but I find that kind of strange.
Put some clothes on. You're dressed like a.
All right, who am I here with?
Lenny Miller.
Who's your celebrity crush?
My girlfriend. Respect yourself. Put some clothes on. No. Why are you like half naked out here?
So listen, why you half ugly out here? It don't make sense either.
Wait, why are you white knighting though? She has her butt out.
You're gonna walk up to girls say, okay, why you got your butt out?
Yeah.
You act like you don't like it. Are you gay?
I don't like it. I got a girlfriend.
Gay?
Guys, this is the typical cuck that comes down Fort Lauderdale. This is a cucking ritual.
No, he called me a cuck, and I preach Holy Spirit.
You're with girls that are dressed like though.
That's what you think. That's your opinion.
So you preach modesty, but you're with girls that dress like
That's your opinion. That's your
Not all of
opinion.
them.
But that's your opinion.
Not my opinion. The camera sees it in 4K. If my girl dressed like a I would be equally as mad. You guys need to put some more clothes on and respect yourself.
I respect myself perfectly fine.
Bro, that's a weird friend group that nigga has, because you can tell that guy with the white shirt that we just saw just a couple seconds ago, you can tell this is a dude that pays for everything, dude. He pays for everything in the hopes that in one night, randomly, if the situation is right, if they consumed enough, somebody's gonna open the box for him, bro. But the sad reality is no one is going to. They're just gonna keep using him for the rides, for the free everything they can get from him, until his use is all gone. But one day, the right concoction of drugs and alcohol abuse, he's going to slide in there. By chance. By chance.
It doesn't look like it. Don't you want people? I said it doesn't look like it. Basically, yeah. For girls that are dressed immodestly and promiscuous, I do.
And you have fun with that?
I'm having a good time, yeah. You need to put some more clothes on and respect yourself. Is this your girl?
No, she's my friend.
Your friend?
Yeah.
You have good friends. She's modest in a world full of.
Go, bro.
Does height matter in a man? Yes or no?
I mean, height depends, like.
Step on the scale. No, don't run. You said height matter.
Yeah.
160?
Fine. What the fuck?
Oh my gosh, 160. Actually, I'll keep this. No, you need to lay off the alcohol. That's what you need to do. Hey, put on some clothes before you talk to me. You guys need to lock in. Hit the gym, put on some clothes. You need to respect yourself and put some more clothes on. What do I have on? Shorts and a t-shirt? I'd rather wear a bad outfit than be half naked. Come on. So, since everyone else is...
Yeah, right. So, since everybody else is doing buffoonery and debauchery, we have to slide.
Dress slutty or should dress slutty too? Why are you pulling your shorts down?
Because I can't.
Because you're insecure. Maybe you wouldn't be insecure if you dress modestly. You need to lock in. Respect yourself, respect your dad. You need to put on some more clothes.
Respect your dad is
Why would you
crazy.
openly walk out here dressed like that?
I respect that.
You don't care about your modesty or promiscuity? No.
That's 140.
Oh, look, you want to put a phone in my face until I take it, huh?
You make me so mad.
I bet. I can tell.
No, genuinely,
You hate me?
It's fucking disgusting that you think that you can walk up to every.
Are you going to be a typical woman or are you just going to, let me speak?
Fine, fucking speak.
Okay, first off,
don't ever.
have you ever thought of respecting yourself and maybe putting on some clothes or no?
Anytime I bitch, put
That's a crazy outfit, bro. Once the fucking boom boom cheeks are out, bro, come on, man. The boom boom cheeks are out. Huh? Come on, bro. Imagine your fucking Christ. Imagine your father is working the lawn, cutting the lawn, dressed like this. What are you going to do? What are you gonna do? You're gonna look at him right in the eyes, and then he turns around, and then his boom boom cheeks are out. Yo, Dad, stop cutting the lawn. Your boom boom cheeks are flopping.
You're definitely not the one to speak. I'm not gonna lie.
What do you mean?
Well, why were you dressed like that though?
Because
Bro, and she's got crazy pit stains underneath
So depending on the opportunity. Wait, can I speak?
I'll push in your.
Oh man, the nightlife is where you'll catch people in their worst auras, especially when alcohol gets involved, bro. Like you can catch niggas slipping. Somebody who's a very sophisticated individual, all of a sudden, because of the alcohol, he's just like a mess.
Hey, so do you want to make me mad? Oh, you want to fight?
So you're basically saying, depending on the opportunity you get in life, it's based on how slutty you dress.
Exactly.
Okay.
Get on the scale. I weigh 120 pounds.
Oh, she lied. She said she was 120. She's 140. Hey, intelligent. You guys need to put some clothes on.
Shut up.
I'm not the one dressed like a.
Oh, you must be wrong.
I don't think so. You're walking away.
The boom boom cheeks is flopping, fam.
Why are you wearing no clothes?
Wait.
Does height matter in a man? It does matter? Step on the scale. It's only for the girls. Step
It's only for the girls.
You said height mattered though.
All right, look. Dick size matter?
Well,
dick size matter, pull it out. Let's measure.
Wow. Yeah, you guys need to put.
Nigga. Why are we on the internet surrounded by buffoonery like this, bro? Come on, let's be better than this. Please. Let's try to be better than that. Whatever the fuck that was. Alright, well, I guess that's the end of today's stream, guys. Shout out to Twitch, shout out to YouTube, shout out to Kick. We streaming everywhere now. That's it. Bumba pussy clot.